Okay, everyone. Good morning. Thank you, and thank you for joining us on this beautiful Wednesday morning as we are studying together Perashat Terumah. Today's class is sponsored anonymously for the Refuah Shlema of all of Am Yisrael, for the safety, for the protection of our soldiers and the return of our hostages. Be'ezrat Hashem. My friends, we spoke yesterday about this very powerful Ora Haim, who said that actually a person cannot fulfill all 613 mitzvot alone. A person we need other people. And we spoke about the idea that in order for that to happen, in order for me to be able to latch on to you, for me to be able to use your mitzvot as mine, and for you to use my mitzvot as yours, there has to be a love, there has to be a connection, there has to be Ahavat Yisrael. When Kol Yisrael Arevim, when I feel responsible, when I feel connected to other people, then your mitzvah comes to me and my mitzvah goes to you. But if we are fragmented, if we are divided, if we are not together. So today I want to speak about this idea of being, in machloket, in fighting. Today I want to just dedicate a class to the topic of really more, maybe precisely, using our mouth for hurting people versus using our mouth to help people. The mouth is a very powerful tool. We always speak of the dangers of the mouth. The mouth is like an arrow. The pasuk says, "Hayim v'mavet beyad halashon." You could kill somebody with your mouth. We talk about someone, we spread gossip, we speak lashon hara. We could really destroy a person. And lashon hara, when we speak evil about people, it could destroy a marriage, a career. It could destroy a friendship. It could destroy a potential shidduch for somebody. We have to be so careful about how we speak, because our words are very powerful. Our words are very dangerous. And we have to think very, very well before we say something. All right? I have a sign in my office. Pahot mila mona'at meriba. Sometimes one less word could actually help a whole fight. So think about what we say. We have to be careful about what we say. And words are very, 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 could be very destructive. We live in a world where unfortunately words don't matter. It's just words. If I steal from you, I'll go to jail. But if I insult you, nothing happens. Actually, people do this for a living. Some people spend their life, their income, their parnasah is about thinking how they could insult people. Right? They make a living off of roasting, off of knocking, or even sometimes, media outlets, news reporters. It's just all about putting down other people. And this is something that in the world today, people don't really look down upon. It's a cool thing. If you know how to make fun, if you know how to use your words to make everyone laugh, even though it's the expense of other people. But in Judaism, we have to realize in our religion, words are not just nothing. Words are very, very dangerous. And actually, I want to tell you something. The Gemara says, Gadol ona'at dvarim me'ona'at mamon. We're studying Mesilat Yesharim. Mesilat Yesharim speaks about, in chapter 11, he goes into detail of many, many mitzvot that people struggle with. And he goes into chapter 11, he talks about social sins that we do, man to man, because of being with other people. One of the things he speaks about, this idea of hurting people's feelings. Hurting people's feelings, right? That's a crime in Judaism. That's not something that we should take lightly. Again, in English, I remember as a kid, there was a song, "Sticks and stones can break my bones, but words will never hurt me." Right? That's how we were taught as kids. Words don't hurt. And this is such a non-Jewish idea. This is such sheker. This is such a lie. Words hurt tremendously. And actually, words hurt much more than sticks and stones. If I hurt you physically, there's a scar, there's something, but that goes away. You heal. But a wound on a person's soul, on a person's emotions, that could stay for a lifetime. And therefore, we have to really think about what we say, how we say it, to who we say it, because these can leave lasting impressions. You could say something to someone, and you could destroy their day, you could destroy their month, their year, their life. Sometimes a little comment, "What did I say? I just said something." What do you mean, what did you say? What do you mean you just said? Imagine a guy takes a rocket and he shoots it in the air. I just shot a rocket. I didn't shoot it. I just shot it in the air. What do you mean, you fool? You know where that rocket can land? You know the consequences of that action? It's not just a rocket. You could kill people with a rocket. We have to realize our words are not just words. Our words are very, very powerful. Our words, they could literally kill people. Our Gemara says, Gadol onat dvarim me'onat mamon. That it's worse to hurt someone emotionally than it is to hurt them financially. Gadol onat dvarim me'onat mamon. In Mislei Yesharim, he quotes his Gemara in chapter 11. And the Gemara gives a few reasons. But just I want you to think about that for a second. That if you hurt someone with their money, that's not as bad as hurting someone's feelings. Just imagine you have two guys. One of them's the biggest thief, the biggest crook, steals from everybody, steals from anyone, anything. Whatever agreement you made, he changes his mind. He says, no, it wasn't. We promised 2%, not 3%. Right? The guy's stealing everyone. Bad guy. Very bad guy. Gemara says, you know what's worse than him? Worse than him is a guy who's very honest. Very honest, doesn't take anyone's money. But he's the rudest person. Mean to everyone, insulting. Right? Guy A, he's very nice and he steals from the whole world. But he's very nice. Gemara says he's a very bad guy. But he's not as bad as the person whose whole life he's insulting people. Gadol ona'at dvarim me'ona'at mamon. I mean, we have to stop and just think about that for a second. It's worse to hurt someone's emotions than to hurt someone's money. Gemara gives 3 reasons, right? One of the reasons is because one of them, you're hurting their body, right? One of them, you're just hurting their money. When I hurt your money, that's just your money. But to hurt you, that's much worse, right? Another reason the Gemara says, Ze nitan lehishabon, veze lo nitan lehishabon. This one could be returned. That one cannot be returned. When I steal your money, I can return the money. If I do teshuvah, I feel bad, I come back, I say sorry. I could send you a check, a wire, for how much I owe you, right? And Baruch Hashem, people do teshuvah. We realize, at the end of the year, when we get to Yom Kippur, or whatever it is, you know what, I feel bad, I shouldn't have done that. I'm not a thief. Why would I steal? Anyways, money comes from Hashem. Why would I do that? Why would I take money? Hashem could take it back from me in a second, right? And we have to realize that when we steal, that's very foolish. When I steal from somebody, I believe that Hashem's in charge, so I have to also believe that I can never get away with stealing. So maybe I made 100,000 of a year because I stole it from you, but Hashem could very easily take that 100,000 away in a different area. He could take away a customer, an opportunity, a building, a sale, a job. Maybe something breaks in my house that I have to now spend 20,000 on. So Hashem has many ways of paying us back for stolen goods. So that's a very foolish approach of life, to steal. And when we do teshuvah, we could give back that money that we stole. I could say, you know what, I'm sorry, here's the money. Send the person the money, that's their money. I stole your money, it's your money, here it is. But the Gemara says you should know that you can never pay back when you hurt someone's feelings. When you hurt someone's feelings, we took from them the most important thing. More than money, what's more important than money is honor. A person's kavod, a person's self-esteem. When I take that away from somebody, I can never give that back. I can never give you back honor. That's something that forever and ever and ever, the person really could suffer from. And it's so important that we are careful how we use our words, that we don't use our words to hurt people. Gadol ona'at dvarim me'ona'at mamon, the Gemara says. Think about today, how many people did we insult? How many people did we use our mouth for the bad for today? Right? We have to ask ourselves, so what does that say about me as a person if all day long I'm just hurting people, criticizing people, insulting people, right? But really we have to understand that the flip side is also true. That although my mouth is very dangerous, but the truth is my mouth is also very powerful for the good. And I could also use my lashon, not only to kill and hurt people, but Shlomo HaMelech says, Hayim ve'mavet b'yad lashon. Besides for death being in the hands of the tongue, Hayim, life, is also in the hands of the tongue. And Shlomo HaMelech writes, Marpeh Lashon Etz Hayim. The Lashon is like a marpeh. The Lashon is like a doctor. It's an amazing thing. Every one of you, every one of us listening, everyone, even if you're not listening, okay, every person in the world, you are a doctor. You don't have to go to school to get a bachelor's or a master's or have an MD at the end of your name. You are a doctor. Everyone here, Shlomo HaMelech says you are a doctor. You know how? Because you have a mouth. And you could use that mouth to heal. Marpeh Lashon. The Lashon is a refuah. If you see someone sick, you can go and heal them. Every one of us, we could heal people. How can we heal? Because sometimes people are not physically sick with diabetes or with a heart issue. Sometimes people are sick emotionally. And today, I think most people are sick emotionally. Most questions that I get as a rabbi, I went to Kollel for many years, and I studied many halachot in all the books about different areas of Jewish law and tradition and custom. But today, 90% of the questions that I get as a rabbi have nothing to do with halakha. They are all emotions related. Today, really, a rabbi needs to know much more than halakha. He has to know therapy. That's main. Of course, you can't be a rabbi if you don't know halakha. You can't start. But besides for knowing also Jewish law and Torah, you have to also know really healing, how to heal people emotionally. Those are most of the problems today that rabbi encounters. Today, a rabbi is a free therapist. You know what I mean? So it's cheaper than going to a psychiatrist. It's an unbelievable thing, but that's what a rabbi is today. A rabbi is someone that is meant people go to for help, for guidance. And the truth is, you don't have to be a rabbi. Everyone today is struggling emotionally. Everyone today, mental health is such a big topic. Everyone today is going into social work and all these different things. Because there's such a need. Everyone is sad. Everyone is, I don't want to get into the why today. Why is it like that? What changed? It's an interesting question. I don't want to weigh in on that right now. But whatever it is, it's just a fact. Today there's so many mental health issues going on. And Shlomo HaMelech knew about this 3,000 years ago. Shlomo HaMelech said that your tongue could actually be a refuah, a doctor. Because your tongue, if you're a doctor, you can't heal someone physically, right? You can't heal someone with your tongue if they have diabetes, they have heart, blood, right? What does Shlomo HaMelech mean? Your tongue could heal. He meant your tongue could heal people emotionally. Shlomo HaMelech knew very well about mental health. And Shlomo HaMelech saying, Marpeh Lashon. Your tongue could heal people. They could heal their emotions. Someone's going through something. Someone's going through a time, difficulty. You could change that. Do you realize that you could change that? You are a doctor. And the people that we come across, that we meet throughout the day, we have in our ability, and not only ability, responsibility to heal them. If you're a doctor and you have a special needle, a vaccine that you could give and heal people, if you have the cure, a lot of people, they were getting these drips in COVID when they got it, that really was doing wonders. If you have that and you decide, you know what, I'm just going to stay home. I don't want to go around helping. I don't want to give it out. You're a murderer. You could heal people and you're deciding to hold it for yourself in your drawer for nobody? Shame on you. Well, every one of us, we could do that every day. We could heal with our tongue. And if we choose not to, we're like a doctor who decides to stay home, to sit this one out. Marpeh Lashon. We could heal. We could cure the world. We could put a smile on somebody's face. In the same way, the tongue is very dangerous. But the tongue is also very, very powerful. The tongue could cure. We have to work and train ourselves not to be mute. Often when we speak about the dangers of the Lashon Hara, so we decide we want to be mute. We want to not talk. But that's not the takeaway. That's not the point. The Chafetz Chaim, who wrote the book on Lashon Hara, he spoke a lot. They said, Rabbi, you speak too much for a rabbi. He said, yeah, well, I do it on purpose because he felt people think that I wrote a book on gossip. You have to spend your whole day just being alone, not talking. He said, no, people need to know. People need to know that you could actually speak a lot. Not a little bit. You could speak a lot and you could change the world with your speech. So he spoke on purpose, more than a regular rabbi did, even. So marpe lashon etz chaim, we could cure with our mouth. That's such a powerful idea. And the same way, by the way, gadol onaat varim onaat mamon. The same way it's worse to hurt someone emotionally than it is to hurt someone financially. So we need to remember that the inverse is also true. The opposite is also true. That it's also greater to help someone emotionally than it is to help someone financially. And now I didn't make this up, by the way. That what I just told you, that the opposite is also true. The Gemara says it based on the pasuk. The Gemara says it's greater to give someone a smile than it is to give them milk. This is based on a pasuk in Vayhi. Yaakov, when he blesses Yehuda, he says, Ulben shinaim mehalav. It's greater to give someone lavan shinaim. Better to give someone white teeth than halav, than milk. What does that mean? That means it's greater to give someone your teeth with your smile. Okay? Better to give them your teeth with a smile than it is to give them milk. Imagine you had a guy. Now back then to give someone milk wasn't an easy thing. You had to wake up early, you had to go all the way to the farm, wherever the cow was. You had to milk the cow, you had to bring the milk, put it in a cup, go all the way back to the shul. You have to go to the guy and say, hey, good morning. I got you a cup of milk. Here you go, enjoy your coffee. Wow, how much the guy just worked hard just to give you a cup of milk. Thank you. I love that. Really appreciate it. The Gemara says, whatever this guy did is beautiful. But more than that is if you would just smile at him. Also get him a milk. But better than giving a guy milk is to actually smile. Leben shinai mehalav. It's greater to give someone your white teeth than it is to smile at them. And I think the reason is because giving them a smile is actually healing them emotionally. Giving them milk is only healing them physically. And like we said, emotions are much more important than the physical. The same way if I hurt your money, it's not as bad as if I hurt your feelings. So too, if I heal your feelings, it's much greater than if I heal your pocket or if I heal your body. And so we have to ask ourselves, what are we doing? What are we doing to help the people around us? Are we using our mouth for good? Are we using our words for good? We are so powerful. We are so capable. We are able to really change the people around us, their life, to heal them. You know, chesed, of course, starts at home. Chesed starts with family, with my wife, my husband, my kids, my grandkids, my grandparents, my parents, my brothers, my sisters. And we could use our words. And they're free. Words are free. You don't have to pay money to give someone a compliment. But a compliment is so powerful. You tell someone something nice, you tell them, wow, you know, I really like how that jacket looks on you. You know what you just did for the guy? You made the person feel like $1 million. Did anyone ever give you a compliment like that? You know, I really like your tan. The guy's the whole day, he's so excited, so happy. Oh, I give a tan, wow. You could change someone's whole month with a little compliment, a nice word. We all could do that. That's the scary thing. The scary thing is that we all are able to do it. And if we don't do it, that's a crime. You know, Rav Yaakov Kamenetsky, one time one of his congregants, he was in the hospital. So Rav Yaakov Kamenetsky, he wrote his congregant a letter, and he sent it was a little letter, 2 lines, 3 lines. He sent it with someone to go give it to him. Anyways, the fellow got the letter, he was so happy. And a short while later, he passed away. At the Shiv'ah, Rav Yaakov went to visit the children. The rabbi walked in, the kids, they said, Rabbi, you have no idea what you did for our father. That one letter that you wrote him, you don't understand how much simcha that gave our dad. You wrote him a letter, he kept it under his pillow. Every visitor that came to the hospital, he took out the letter from under his pillow, and he said, look what Rav Yaakov wrote to me. And he showed everybody the letter that Rav Yaakov said. Our father was so happy from that one letter that you wrote him. Rav Yaakov, when he heard this in the Shiva, he started crying. They said, Rabbi, why are you crying? We just told you how good you made our father feel. Rav Yaakov said, you know how long it took me to write that letter? It took me 2 minutes. 2 minutes to take the paper, to take the pen, to write the letter, to put it in the envelope. 2 minutes from beginning to end. And look how much simcha I brought a human being. And I cry because I'm worried. When I get to Shamayim, Hashem's going to say, Rav Yaakov, what'd you do with all of your other 2 minutes? That's why I cry. What'd you do with all of your other 2 minutes? And so we have to realize that making someone feel good, feel happy, takes very little time. Just a smile. Just a word, a compliment. You're coming out of your building, you tell your doorman, good morning. You tell the bus driver, good morning. You tell the teacher, thank you. Today was a very good lesson. Today was very clear. Do you realize what a student could do to the teacher that they say something like that? You realize what you could, you put your teacher on cloud 9. You tell your teacher, that was such a clear lesson. Thank you. That was amazing. You tell a rabbi, that was such a good class. That really hit me. You know what that could do for a rabbi? That could change the rabbi's life. You know how a rabbi, what it means to them, that they actually touched someone, that they impacted someone, that what they prepared and they delivered actually resonated? To change someone's life. Okay, I'm expecting everyone on the chat now to write how good this class is. But you know what you could do to somebody? Just a nice word, a nice compliment, a little hizuk. Everyone needs it. Everyone wants it. So we could give it. We have the ability. You don't have to have an MD. You have a tongue. You are a doctor. Marpeh lashon. You could heal the world, my friends. Every one of us has that ability. Every one of us, we could change everyone around his life. A little compliment, a little hizuk, a kind word, encouragement. And these are things, again, they don't cost a lot of money. But these are things that sometimes it's hard to do. I wonder why. I don't know why it's so hard. It's so hard to give a compliment. Maybe because really we're looking for compliments. Really, I think deep down we all want it. So when we want it, why should I give it to you? You should give it to me. But really, we have to realize that we are in a position that we could help people around us. And I think you'll feel good after you give someone a compliment, by the way. I think you need to ask yourself today, how many people, just ask yourself yesterday, how many people did you compliment yesterday? Ask yourself that question. Okay? How many people did you compliment? Don't answer me, answer yourself. And now ask yourself, how many people did you insult or critique yesterday? Right? How many people did you make happy and how many people did you make a little bit sad? Now, that was yesterday. Now, what if you did that every day of your life? What if a person notices at the end of their life, they have more days of insults than compliments? So what does that say about the person? Right? I know we all are good people. But what does it mean to be a good person? A good person, what if I told you, here's a person that they gave more insults than compliments, and they did that for most of their life. That person is doing bad things. So really, we're all good people, but we have to make sure that we're doing what good people do. A good person does more compliments than insults. So we have to make sure, and maybe it's a nice idea, to set in our reminders every day, to compliment 3 different people. Okay? And make sure it's not all in the same sitting. Nice shirt, nice tie, nice hat. That's not what I'm talking about. Right? It's 3 different people, 3 different sittings in the day. Right? Just like you have to pray shaharit minha arbit. So now put it in your head, I also have to compliment 3 times a day, 3 different people. Just 3. Don't go to 1,000. Don't go to 100. 3 people today that I want to compliment. Not a lie. Not a lie. If the guy's saying a song and he has a horrible voice, you don't have to tell him, beautiful voice, go to American Idol. You know what I mean? You're wasting the guy's time. He doesn't have a good voice. A real compliment. Make someone feel good. Someone bought a new tie. They love the tie. You don't like the tie. You don't like it. You think it's the worst tie in the world. Okay. But they think it's a nice tie. So, wow, that's a beautiful tie. Someone got engaged. You don't like how they look. You think they're ugly. You think they have a big nose. You think they have a bad smile. You think they have a weird laugh. You think they're this. You think they're that. Okay. But you know what? Beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. Beauty is something that's subjective. It's personal. This person, he's marrying this girl. He knows what her nose looks like. He knows what her laugh is like. He knows. So, he still thinks she's a beautiful person. So make the guy feel good. Say, wow, really, you got a beautiful kala. So happy for you. Mazal tov. I gotta make the guy feel bad. Someone bought a house. Someone comes and tells you, great news, I just bought a house. They're very excited about it. It's a mitzvah to make them feel good. Say, wow, that's great. What location? They tell you the location. Say, okay, nice, not too bad. Pretty good. It's a little far, but it's good. No, they have shuls over there. No, within 3 mile radius. No, I thought, all right. It's not a mitzvah to do that. Mitzvah, tell the guy, wow, beautiful house. That's a great location. I heard everyone's moving there. Make people feel good. Compliment. That is something that we could do with our words. That is something that we could do with our smile. Leben shinayim. Making someone with your white teeth, giving them white teeth is much better than halav. Much better than even milk. This is something that we are all capable of doing, my friends. Every one of us. Not only capable, but we are obligated. We have to emulate Hashem. The pasuk says, Yisa Hashem panav elecha. Kohanim, every day they bless us and they say, May Hashem show His face to you. What does that mean? That means may Hashem radiate, may Hashem shine His face on you. We have to be like Hashem. So if we want Hashem to shine His face on us, so every one of us, my friends, we have to shine our face on other people. We have to be like Hashem. That means we have to make sure that we are shining. Everyone that you see, you should smile to them. You should give them a smile. Show them your light. Show them your face. Make them feel good. Everyone. Doesn't have to be big. Doesn't have to be a small person. A simple person. You walk on the bus. Thank you. Just thank you. You know what you could do to somebody with a thank you? You could really change. I'll tell you a true personal story. Maybe I shared this with you once. When I was dating my wife. And this is when I realized that she was going to be, for me, a good Eshet Hayil. So I remember having a conversation with my wife. And I don't know how we got into the conversation. Maybe we were speaking about purpose of life and accomplishments and, what you were sent down to this world to do. Anyways, I remember saying something like, imagine you're a bus driver. How sad that you spend your whole life. I was young. My thoughts weren't developed. I said to her, how sad that you spend your whole life behind a wheel. What'd you do your whole life? You went down Avenue, you turned on to Coney Island, you went back the other way, your whole life, you went just behind a wheel on a street. That's what you did your whole life. Such a sad way to live. No, that's what I said. Anyways, my wife, when she heard that, she started shambling me. She's like, what are you talking about? Bus driver? You know how important a bus driver is? A bus driver takes everyone where they need to go to. A bus driver is the first person that many people see in their day. If a bus driver is a happy bus driver, if a bus driver smiles, he could change the teacher. If he says good morning, the teacher now feels in a good mood. Now the teacher, she goes to her classroom happy instead of upset. Now, instead of taking out all her anger on the class, she's a happy teacher. She compliments her children, her students. Now they feel great. Now they absorb the lesson. Now they grow up with confidence. They go out. They're the future of the community. They change the whole world. The bus driver sees a nurse, a doctor. If he smiles to the nurse, now the nurse feels great. Now she has good bedside manners. The bus driver smiles at the doctor. The bus driver smiles at everyone. What are you talking about? The bus driver could change the whole community, the bus driver. Anyway, she told this to me. I was like, okay, I'm sorry, you're right. But this is true. This is something that every person is able to do. Marpeh lashon. We could heal, my friends. We could heal with our tongue. We are very, very powerful. Very capable. We have it, and it doesn't cost us a penny. It's free. It's a little word. On your way out today, you're going to see someone in the street. You're going to see someone that you know. How you doing? Where'd you go? Wow, you got a lot of color. Just that. That's all you have to say. Now the person, the rest of the day, that's in their head. Wow, he said I have a lot of color. I look good. Oh my gosh. Right? You just complimented somebody. That's a mitzvah. You're doing what Hashem would do. You are Ya'er Hashem. You just let someone's face shine. Right? That's something that we're able to do, that we have to do. It's something that we're gifted with. Every person has this power. And we have to make sure that we are using the power that we were given by Hashem for the right things. And therefore, again, our homework for the next week, okay, is we're going to make sure we compliment 3 people. Maybe there's someone that you want to chavruta this with, that you want to make sure at the end of the day you remind each other. Good morning, reminder, compliment 3 people. Maybe you get a partner to do this with, right? Someone, but a reminder on your calendar, on your iPhone, whatever it is, or Android, whatever you do, okay? But compliment 3 people. A real compliment. Not a fake compliment. I'm not telling you to lie. But there's someone here. There's something that they did that you could compliment, no? You come home, your wife made a beautiful dinner. So instead of noticing how she gave you the small fork instead of the big fork, and now you have to make a whole fight. Why'd you give me the small fork? You always give me a small fork. Why can't I what's a man got to do to get a normal size fork for dinner, right? That's what you notice? Not that she went to the store, that she bought the meat, that she got the potatoes, that she came home, she marinated the meat, she roasted it, she made you potato, she made you the string beans, she served you, she spent the whole day on you. And instead of noticing all of those 8 things, what do you notice? She gave you a small fork. Why did I get a small fork for? Well, you think she did it on purpose? You think she went to the drawer, she's like, you know what? I'm going to stick it to my husband today. I'm going to give him a small fork. You think that's what she thought? It was a mistake. Get up and get a big fork. We have to notice the 10 other things that she did. Don't be someone that's noticing the fork. That's a negative person. That's someone who's insulting. I have 10 reasons to compliment you. The potatoes were amazing, the roast was amazing, the drink, thank you for the... But instead, I noticed the plastic, whatever it is. So we have to train ourselves to see the good in people, to see the good in situations, to see the good in everything around us. So 3 compliments a day, okay, my friends? 3 different people. We're going to compliment 3 times a day, and you will see how your tongue, how your mouth, how your smile is able to really radiate and to shine and to change those around you. We have that power. We could be a doctor. Marpe lashon. Let us use our tongue, Bezat Hashem. Let us use our words. Instead of harming, instead of hurting, instead of killing, let us use them to heal and to bring life to all those around us. We'll stop over here. Everyone have a wonderful day, and hopefully we'll see you all tomorrow. Bye-bye.